Hey everybody, Circular Economist here, back with another video. A disclaimer in the beginning. This video is for educational purposes only and not to be seen as anything else. I'm a circular industrial economist specialized in environmental education, sustainability, and complex economic system theory. In today's video, we're going to talk about the second principle of the circular industrial economy. We have begun with the elimination of waste and pollution as the first principle. Now we're going to dive into the circulation of products and materials, in brackets, at their highest value. And then in the next video, we're going to talk a little bit about the regeneration of nature. And so that you really have a brief introduction of those big topics or those big three principles that are driven by design. So when we come back to those principles, you will understand the level of detail I'm going to provide you with. So let us dive now into the second principle. Circulate products and materials. So what do we want to achieve? We want to achieve the circulations of products and materials at their highest value. This means keeping materials in use, either as a product, as stated here, when it can no longer be used, as components or raw materials. This way, nothing becomes waste, and the intrinsic value of products and materials are retained. Very important word here, retaining value. That's the fundamental goal and the really important goal of the circulation of products and materials. We want to retain the intrinsic value of products and materials. Now there are a different number of ways, as stated here. Materials can be kept in circulation, but it is important to think about two fundamental differentiations. So, two fundamental cycles, the technical cycle and the biological cycle. So I'm going to talk about technical cycles or biological cycles, but also I'm going to talk about loops or flows. So those words are used interchangeably. The technical cycle, for example, metals, process that products and materials flow through in order to maintain their highest possible value at all times. So biological cycle, such as composting or anaerobic digestion. I think biological materials and technical materials is clear what we mean by that. So yeah, in the technical cycle, products are reused, repaired, remanufactured, and recycled in the last possible instance. In the biological cycle, biodegradable materials are returned to Earth through the process like composting. I think we all know what composting is, and anaerobic digestion. So circulate products and materials. We have stated that the design is very, very important. So first of all, we want to design products and materials in a way that they don't actually become waste, and that technical loops or technical cycles can be established to really integrate products and materials back into the system. So we can do that with biological materials, but we can also do that with technical materials. Now this is a simplified version of the circular economy. I will go into another much more detailed version, but since this is an introduction of those three principles, I really want to keep it simple as possible to really go into detail with the knowledge that I'm giving you right now. So in the upcoming videos, we're going to dive into the very detailed description of those processes, but now I think this is adequate to do it this way. So technical and biological cycles. Now, design, as stated, is key to success. So the design choices are coming up again and again and again, because everything rises and falls with design. Okay, so there are many products in our current economy that cannot be circulated in either cycle. So we have products in the technical cycle that cannot be circulated. We have products, biological products and materials that cannot be cycled back into the economy and end up as waste. Okay, so I think you already see that we are talking about things more and more often because they're all interlinked. So bear with me here, okay? There are products that fuse technical and biological materials in such a way that we can't separate them and circulate them. For example, textiles that blend natural and plastic fibers. So that is a very, very important subject here, that we should not and must not fuse technical and biological materials because problems arise in the circulation. Okay? A little bit more detail. Keep products and materials in use. What if we could build an economy that uses things rather than uses them up? That uses things, that the use is really important. Keep them in use. A circular economy favors activities that preserve value. Now, preserve value, or the preservation of value loops, can either be seen in energy, it also can be seen in labor, and also materials as discussed earlier. This means designing for durability, reuse, remanufacture, and recycling to keep products, components, and materials circulating in the economy. So the second principle is the use, the preservation of value of products and materials, either in technical or biological materials. Circular systems make effective use of bio-based materials by encouraging many different uses for them as they cycle between the economy and natural systems. So biologically based materials can be returned back to soil, for example, and this will be our next video where we're going to discuss the regeneration of the environment as stated here in the third principle. So the regeneration of nature, once again, this is just an introduction to those three big principles, but we're going to come back to that. And now you have a little bit of an overview what is meant by that. When we go into detail, you will understand why this regeneration of nature is possible then. So in the next video, we're going to discuss the regeneration of natural systems. And then we're going to dive deeper into the mechanics of the circular economy. If you have any questions, as always, leave comments in the comment section. You can also write me an email if you need other information. I'm also doing trainings for companies and also for investors and people in a private manner. Yeah, so that was about it. Yeah, so see you in the next video.